Alright, it's Dan. I'm with Reese, and I'm going to plug my microphone into, let's do channel 4, and take my direct out, take it from the Mackie, and then we're going to take it from the Mackie and put it into the top row of the patch bay 1 through 8. And then I'm going to go from the bottom row, using these TS cables, I'm going to go to the bottom row of the patch bay into the top row, the input of the multi-track. Next, I'm going to go from the output of the multi-track using these RCA pin plugs to, and the other side of that is going to go into the top row of the second patch bay 1 through 8. Using the second patch bay, I'm going to go back on the bottom row, I'm going to go back to the mixer and go back into the line inputs 9 through 16 on the Mackie. While Reese is coming back out of the patch bay into our Mackie, I'm taking my mono output, this TRS, and I'm going to go into channel A of this graphic EQ. Can't forget, I'm also going to do this CD player. I'm coming out of the CD player and I'm going to go into my tape input. Next, I'm going to go to my effects processor unit by using send 3, this mono, send out, and then Reese is going to put it into our effects processor, put it in the mono slot in the input, and then I'm going to go back out of the effects processor, the mix outputs, back into our returns, take the output of the graphic EQ, and go into channel 1 of our speaker. Starting with the board zeroed, I'm going to bring up my main mix and my channel 4 to unity gain. I'm going to put it through the LR mix. All right, I'm going to start talking, Reese.
Yeah. Check, 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 check.
All right, I have a pretty healthy level there. Now I'm going to bring it up into channel 12. I have it engaged in LR. All right, talk. We're getting level there as well. I'm going to take my first channel out of LR. Now talk.
Check,
Cool,
check,
cool,
check.
cool. And this is showing that at first we're at mic level on channel 4, and then when we come back from the multi-track, we're at line level. After we go through the mixer, we're going out of the mixer, and we're also going into this graphic EQ. Here, I'm going to bring up my aux send 3, keeping that post fader, and then I'm also going to bring up my FX return 1. That is my digital effects processor right there.
Hello.
All right. So I have 3 types of EQ on this board. I have 2 shelving filters. I also have a high pass down here and a semi-parametric mid. I don't need to use pre-fader on this setup right now because I'm not doing any monitoring. I'm just doing my effects processor, so I have that post-fader. If I wanted to use some monitors, I would engage that pre-fader button. To use my compressor in this setup, I'm going to go from channel 24, first patch bay row A, and then I'm going to go into channel 2 input of the compressor, and then I'm going to go output of the compressor back into row B of the first patch bay at 24. I'm also going to do the same thing for channel 23. Talking about normaling in patch bays, it's talking about how the signal is flowing. So fully normal would be going from top to bottom, and if you plug into either connector, then the normal circuit is broken. Half, it's only if you plug into the bottom, then it's broken. Non-normal means you have to patch everything completely and the signals are completely isolated. So that is how we have it for the compressor. That is a non-normal setup, while on the left for the multi-track, that is a half-normal setup. For the compressor, this is a non-normal setup over here, and this is a half-normal setup over here for my patch bay. And output of the multi-track going into the compressor, and then output of the compressor going into the input for the mixer. This is going back to channel 12, and I'm going to have Reese talk over here. Alright, so this is just a simple PA setup. I'm going from my mic into my mixer, into the multi-track, back into the mixer. Alright, and I also have that CD player we set up. This is what it sounds like. I'm using my tape in knob to turn it up, and I'm engaged the tape to main mix. And then we're also doing the aux send into our effects processor and using the return, using that for reverb. That's our aux 3, and we're doing that post fader. And then we're also doing a compressor setup by using the non-normal patch bay setup over here into the half normal over there.